weddings are stressful. Weddings are stressful. If you don't have your mental or your money together, girl, go elope. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sibo checking in. Today I'm going to talk about my COVID wedding experience. Guys, the wedding process is stressful already as is. Listen to me. If you are in the process of getting married, you're engaged, whatever the case may be, please watch this video. Please send this video to someone else. I have so much to say. I probably won't even be able to get it all done on this video, but I have so much to talk about because, like, we need to understand, people, the wedding industry is a business. The wedding industry does not care if our marriage lasts or not. Only we care about that. So only we should care about optics, and only we should care about how this wedding thing goes down, if there is a wedding. I, right hand on the Bible, swear on anybody, if I was to do this all over again, I would have eloped, and later in life I would have did a nice destination reception or something. I would not go through the stress, the drama of having a wedding ever again. Not even with the COVID. Like, it was already a lot minus the COVID. So with the COVID, it just, I brought an extra just, woo. That's all I can say. I couldn't, it's not even words to really describe the experience, because like I keep saying, a wedding alone is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. If you do not have your mental straight, do not have a wedding. And that, you know, today I see why those women on Bridezillas be acting like that, because people will really get you to acting like that. Like they will, but you can't allow it. You got to keep it pushing. It's about you and your husband anyways. And I found that out so late on in the game. But with that being said, because I have so much stuff to cover, I'm sure it's going to have to be a part 2. There's no way I could discuss all this stuff in one video, because it's a lot. It's a lot. The way I decided to organize all my thoughts, because it's a lot of thoughts that I have. I decided to do a timeline. And that timeline is just going to get me to go through, like, my full experience. So, starting off, my proposal. Marcus proposed to me in Hattiesburg on November 3rd, 2018. He had been discussing marriage a little bit, but, you know, I don't like getting my hopes up. And it was what it was. Either he was going to propose or he wasn't. But either way, my wedding was already planned. I already had my bridesmaids planned out, everything. Like, colors changed. I had some more colors, then I changed my colors. But other than that, everything's pretty much already planned out. Well, he proposed on November 3rd of 2018. December of 2018, I hit it. I had everything all planned out. I had a presentation made for my bridesmaids. I did like a little meet and greet thing so they can all get together and, you know, get to know each other, because, baby, this was an experience. Matter of fact, that's what I named the PowerPoint, the Boyd Experience, because that is exactly what I planned on it to be. An experience, people. But that was my vision, right? And I'm going to keep saying this as I go on. That was my vision, for it to be an experience, not just a wedding. I want everyone to feel what I'm feeling, or at least try to. So he proposed in November. I had a meet and greet in January with all my bridesmaids. Of course, with all my bridesmaids and maid of honors. Of course, everyone couldn't come. That type of stuff there, you don't worry about. But at the same time, you need to show support for the people who, you know, ask you to be in their wedding. Moving on along. That's January 26th of 2019, right, with the meet and greet. Moving on along. And many things happened within that time. I was just doing a whole bunch of planning. I was going to school, starting a new job, planning a wedding. We're in May now. I started my new job in May of 2019. Moving on along, September 20 something of 2019. The bridesmaids and I got together again, went to Nashville. Gosh, Nashville is beautiful. We had a good time. We looked for dresses. We stopped at a few places. And it was a good thing. If you're going the bridesmaid route, it was a good way to, they were bonding again, bonding. They had already met, so they bonded. Girls that couldn't make it the first time made it this time, so they were bonding, and you get to see what colors look right with your that you plan on getting, and you see what colors don't look right with it. You see your vision come to light when you actually go together to try the dresses on. So if you are going the bridesmaid route, I do recommend you do it that way, so therefore you can actually see what everything looks like. So I tried a dress on that was similar to the one that I was eyeballing, and then the bridesmaids tried a dress on, and then from that day we both like, okay, this is the type of dress we want, and this is the type of dress I want. So we didn't find the perfect dress that day, but online we found the perfect dress. I found the perfect dress online, and I actually went into the store and tried it on. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I actually found my dress a month after that, well far behind. It's 2019, so I didn't find my dress till October. Wedding is March 2020, guys. But where do I find the time? And then I'm skipping a step. July of 2019, I started a part-time job. So at this point, I got 2 jobs, going to school and planning the wedding. Not to mention, I gotta be a future wife. I gotta cook. I gotta clean, y'all. Why wasn't my husband rich? I love him to death, but why wasn't he rich? Money can solve a lot of these problems, guys. I kid you not. Money can solve a lot of these problems. So if you're watching this and you got money, these ghetto middle class problems I'm having will be beneath you, honey. Because money solves a lot of problems. Because if I had the money, all my girls would have been flown out to wherever, whenever, whatever. I probably was gonna sponsor everything. I probably wasn't gonna have to do nothing but show up if I had the money like that. They was just gonna have to show up. It wasn't gonna be a meet me here or middle class problems. It was gonna be, okay, set a date, I need you here. That would have been it. So money, guys, money. It's in October. November 2019, just getting prepared for the bridal shower. Bridal shower was in the end of December 2019, and y'all, was a tornado that day in 2019. I don't know if you're watching this and you're from around where I'm from. It was a tornado that day. Like, we had to go take cover at my bridal shower. So really, my whole wedding experience was like, girl, somebody should have been filming this mess. Like, I kid you not, I should have been on a show, because like so many chain of events happened. Bridal shower was nice. I got so many gifts. Oh my gosh, I am really loved. I got so much nice stuff for my bridal shower. My bridal shower was absolutely amazing despite the tornado. I had an amazing bridal shower, like amazing. I don't even think I have any type of clips or footage. I got some pictures, but no one actually took videos of the decor and everything. But anyways, bridal shower was nice despite the tornado. Moving on along, January. You at this point, we're hearing little things about the coronavirus. We're like, oh, our president had us thinking it wasn't that serious. So, no one thought it was that serious. We're just, moving along with our lives. We really thought it was just gonna be another Ebola virus. That Ebola came in, dipped out. Miss Rona said, I'm here to stay, honey. Okay? So that's what she's doing, and she's still here. Here we are a year later, and she's still here. But anyways, January, we're hearing little things about the coronavirus. February came, we went on my bachelorette trip. We went to Nassau, Bahamas on a Carnival cruise. it was like my birthday / my bachelorette trip. It was absolutely amazing. I had the best time. Like, that was a fun trip. Like, if you haven't been on a cruise, especially if you just want to get away for a little while, you don't have to do those long 7-day cruise. Went on a 3-day one. Highly recommend it. Cruise, honey. 3-day cruise. Best bachelorette trip ever. And there was other brides on there. It was amazing. Best experience. That was February around, I think we went on that trip between the 7th and the 11th or something like that. It was a real short trip. Or the 7th through the 10th, because we came back on my birthday, and my birthday was on a Monday or something. So yeah, something like that. And then 2 weeks later, COVID. That's when it just blew up. It got serious then. Numbers are going up. They're just rising and rising and rising. And then got in March 14th, the world shut down. Like, literally shut down. Can't go nowhere. People buying all the toilet paper, buying all the tissue. Buying all the paper towels. Like, the world was crazy, y'all. We could just pause for a moment and reflect on that. That was crazy. So just for me trying to take all that in and deal with the fact that my wedding wasn't happening, I was devastated. I was devastated. Like, that was the worst thing that can ever happen to anybody. Like, seriously, that, I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it. Like, y'all, that was really, really bad. I actually had a friend who had her wedding on March 14th. And she called me and she was like, Cece, are you doing your wedding? You're still going forward with your wedding? She's like, mine this weekend. I'm still going forward with mine, da da da. And I told her, actually, I'm in high hopes. If they shut it down, they just shut it down. If they don't, they don't. But surely enough, they did. And all Marcus and I could do was cry. We were confused. It was like, why us? And that was very selfish for us to think that, like, oh, other people didn't have weddings planned. Other people had weddings planned. So it took me to get on the internet and hear other brides talk about it, because I was just like in awe. Like, I couldn't believe this is happening to me. First, it was my bridal shower. Even though it was still successful, like, a freaking tornado happened. I just had to take cover. Like, literally after that, everyone got a plane and went home. Like, I don't know if that was God telling me then, like, hey, maybe we need to push your wedding back. Or maybe, and at that point, I couldn't, because deposits and stuff was made. My wedding, at that point in December, my wedding was paid for. Like, everything was pretty much paid for. Everything. Everybody. So, I'm just like, I was defeated. That's a good word that I could possibly use. I was defeated. Because you take the time, you plan this perfect wedding, and I didn't get a wedding planner. I was my own wedding planner, and you cannot be your own wedding planner at a wedding. You need a wedding planner. In my mind, I wanted a nice, cheap wedding, because I know how expensive weddings are. I grew up around weddings, helping my mom and my aunt help people with their weddings, and actually seeing them go through the motion with theirs. So I'm not spending all that money. And I got plans. I want a house, and I got things I'm trying to do. So I'm not spending that much money on a wedding, even though my wedding was still expensive. You take all that time, and I pinpointed everything, make sure everything was perfect. This was a 365-day project, and your perfect day was just gone away. And just recently, I heard a couple say, or someone tell their wife, a future husband told his future wife, why do we have to change our perfect date? Because the world isn't perfect right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I just wanted to cry. I just wanted to cry, because that is so true. That is so true. Like, just because the world isn't perfect, I have to cancel my perfect day because the world isn't perfect. And even though Marcus didn't tell me those exact words, he said something very similar. And we still eloped on our date. Even though, like, I was being a brat, y'all, kid y'all not, I was being a brat. A real brat. Like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. This is just devastating. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It took me a full week to get into the motions of, okay, this is just not happening. This is I'm legit not having my wedding on my date. It's not happening. And once I finally came to that realization, Marcus and I was like, we got each other. And that's what it's all about anyway. This is about you and I and the love that we're going to have for the rest of our lives. So once I got that in my mind, because the rest of this stuff is materialistic, and I was just reflecting on what people had told me, like, dang, you should have just eloped, man. You should have just eloped. You should say that when, like, people was telling you to do. Because I kid you not, I had 5 people have a real sit-down conversation with me, like, you sure you want to have a wedding? I'm like, no, I want a big wedding. I'm big. My personality is big. Cece not have a big wedding? What? That doesn't make sense. But God said, Cece, you're not having a big wedding. You don't have to have a big wedding to declare your big love for your husband. And he was absolutely right. Because I could have saved that money and did something else with it and still have that same love I have today with my husband. But, you know, you live and you learn. So we eloped on the 28th. You know the rules came. You cannot have but so many people there. So we only could invite immediate family on both sides. That was it. We eloped at his dad's church and he was strict about it. We can only invite immediate family. Those were the only people that were there. No one else could come. I wasn't thrilled about doing it. So I didn't say anything about it. My mother-in-law and my mom, and they got together and they had other people help them set that up. And I just showed up. I actually wore the dress. I got married in the dress that I was supposed to have on for my rehearsal dinner. I actually wore my rehearsal dinner dress to the wedding. And that's the dress I got married in. And after we got married, I was the happiest person ever. I was being such a brat, but I was like, I don't want to do this. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just dealing with it myself, because one thing about me, when I get upset like that, I shut the world out. I was just like Corona. We had to shut the world shut down. Cece shut down. I shut down, like all the way down. SIBO shut down, y'all. I couldn't take it. It was devastating. But like I said, afterwards, I was the happiest little girl ever. Our honeymoon was at a hotel. Like, we had the best time being surrounded by our family, and them witnessing our love was enough. It was enough. And if I could do it over again, I would. If I could do the big wedding again, I wouldn't. So, with that being said, moving on along. That was in March. April, May, June, July were a breeze. Like, those months literally flew by. April, May, June, and July flew by. Why? Because we were in the process of finding a house, and that is stressful as well. So I don't even know how to have a hernia, guys. Like, seriously, guys, how do I not have a hernia? How do I not have some type of issue? Because couldn't have my wedding, looking for a house, didn't get in the house until August. Well, didn't find a house until August. No, found the house in July. Let me back. We found the house in July. Couldn't get in until August, almost September. You know what happened in September? The wedding. Finally. But I'm still moving too quick. Let me back up a little bit. So, even though we already eloped, we were still trying to find out when are we going to do our wedding. So we moved it from, of course, it got canceled for the March date. So we spoke with our venue person and all our other vendors. Oh my gosh, dates are available now, because at this point you got other people doing the same thing I'm doing. You got other brides, and in our venue part, she had a bride every single Friday and Saturday. Not every, but most. So it was very limited spaces she had. And only the spaces that became open because people that had already booked that slot canceled because of the COVID. Wow, crazy time, guys. So I went back and forth with my vendors for months. My wedding changed from March 28th to May 28th or May something. I did it around Memorial Day weekend. So it's gonna be Memorial Day weekend. And then we changed it again. Just, we didn't announce it. Marcus and I changed it again within ourselves. Like, okay, so let's do it around July. And I was like, no, it's gonna be too hot. I don't want to have all that going on. It's just too much. So we finally came to the agreement to do it in September, and we didn't change it anymore. So I was like, so this is gonna have to be the date. And it just got so frustrating because the longer we pushed it back, the more stuff we were buying. Like, for what? We kept buying stuff. Kept having to ask people, oh, are you coming? Oh, are you coming? Like, y'all, as I think about this, I'm getting so angry. Not angry, that's a strong word. I'm not getting angry. I'm frustrated because that's not what it's all about. I should have been focusing on just, really, the only thing I was worried about was Marcus seeing me in my dress. I spent all that money on that dress. You need to see that dress. Already married. We were already married, so we should have just did the reception part and not even did the wedding part. But I was like, Marcus gotta see this dress, honey. He gotta see this dress. So that was the only reason in my mind why I was going with just to go ahead and doing the wedding thing. But Marcus is constantly asking people. We're sending out multiple texts, multiple things about who's still coming and who's not coming, when really we shouldn't have done it. We should have sent out one final announcement. This is the date. The people already who had an invitation for the first wedding, the first date, okay, we reiterated to them like, hey, this is the new date, and we should have left it alone. But in our mind, we're going over and over trying to see, is this person coming? Is this person coming? We shouldn't even be worried about that, because it's not about them. It's about us. It's about Marcus and Samaria. And we were not having that type of mindset. We were not. So we had the wedding. The wedding went great. The wedding was amazing, guys. Like, it really was. I felt so loved, being surrounded by family and friends. Just that same feeling from the March 28th to September 4th was the exact same. Like, actually, afterwards, I told Marcus, like, I don't even know how I would have went through with this if it was more people there. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally, physically, and emotionally drained. And then I still left something. I lost my grandmother in May. My grandmother died in May, y'all. I had just had my wedding in March. April, just going through the motion looking for a house. May, my grandmother died. Like, this year was just exhausting. Like, I just thank God that we're still here and we're surviving, but there's so much more I want to discuss. I actually want to be like super expressive about vendors and flowers and dresses and decor and all this other stuff, but I have so much to discuss. So if you guys want a part 2 of this video. If I left anything out, which I know I left a ton out, because this video could be 2 hours long with me sitting here running my trap about my experience. But I need specifics, like what exactly do you guys want to know? What exactly do you guys want me to express? Please like, comment, and subscribe. But please subscribe and please comment, because I really want to reach out to people about this wedding industry and about this COVID experience. Like people need to know. Like, this is serious. I had 2 people that asked me questions about I put a post up on social media about topics I should discuss about my COVID experience, and one question was, how did your original plans change due to COVID, and did it have an effect on your budget? My original plans changed by, number 1, the dates. Of course, the date changed. That's the date. And then number 2, I kept spending money because I was, it basically gave me time to create and make a better wedding. And I had started just buying a lot of stuff, and then I had to get to the point where I was like, you need to stop. You need to stop, because you've already spent a lot of money, and these people might not even be able to show up. When September get here, you might be shut down again. And I was still buying things, which was real stupid. But you want to, in your mind, in my mind, you want to get the best. The experience has already been taken away from you, but you want to get the best that you could possibly get. And now, since I'm seasoned, none of that matters. None of that matters. Because the people who want to be there are going to be there regardless, and that's all that matters. The people who are going to be there and support you and love you are going to be there, and that should be the least of your worries. And that answers the second part of the question. It did have an effect on my budget because I kept spending money like a dumb butt. Don't spend. Set you a budget and stick to it. The next question was emotions. How did I feel knowing that everyone couldn't make my big day? Honestly, truly, after it got canceled the first time, I really didn't even care about September 4th, because at that point, the experience was already taken away from me. I just kept spending more money because I was like, the people that are there, I want to ensure that they are accommodated, and I want to make sure that, whatever I can improve, let me improve. But I really didn't even care. Like, especially when I was going through trying to find a house, I did not care about who was there and who wasn't, because it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. You cannot be worried about who's there and who's not, because you got so many other things on your mind. I really didn't have an emotion about a lot of people not being there, because I had been through so much drama from November 18th up until November 18th, 2019, 2018, up until September 4th, 2020. When it got like a few weeks before their wedding, I was like, I don't care who's here and who's not. That man is already mine. And that's how I felt about it, and that was that. That being said, you guys have a great day, and SIBO is out.